Hey everybody, I'm Mike Johnson backstage at Ring of Honor at the Hammerstein Ballroom. We are with the king of old school, Steve Corino, back at the seat of the crime. Is it weird to be in the Hammerstein Ballroom and come back here after, you were the ECW champion here, you fell off a balcony here, you were on pay-per-view here? Is it weird when, are there ghosts when you walk back into this building all these years later?
No, but it's cool. Like, especially like with Rhino, being back with Rhino, because, Ring of Honor is such a different company than ECW was, so, like, you don't have all the same characters. Different guys that I'm friends with now, but when like you get a Rhino or a Jerry Lynn in the same building, then the memories start coming back, and the first thing Rhino says is like, "Hey, kid, you ever wrestle here before?" And yeah, but like this place holds so many good memories for me. Defended the title twice here, challenged for the title. Yeah, I fell off the balcony, that hurt. But yeah, not ghosts, just all good memories.
All right. Ring of Honor's heading into their anniversary show. You worked the first show, obviously, as commentator. You've had a number of different roles for the company: commentator, wrestler, manager, mouthpiece. When you look back over that body of work for yourself and the company overall, what do you think kind of defines the Ring of Honor legacy?
I think it's that alternative, kind of like how ECW was in the '90s and stuff like that. Ring of Honor has that alternative edge to it when it comes to pro wrestling, not like pop culture like ECW was, but Ring of Honor is more of that alternative hybrid style stuff that you're not going to see every time on Monday Night Raw or TNA, and considering we are a TV product, it's a good balance, and I think things are just getting better and better, and it's fun. At almost 40 years old, I'm not the spring chicken anymore. It's fun for me to sit back and watch these guys because 10, 11 years ago, I would sit and watch, Bryan Danielson and Loki and Christopher Daniels had that amazing three-way on the first show, and the ascension of Paul London, and then how the company just kept evolving, through Gabe and through Adam and Hunter and Jim back to Hunter and stuff like that. The company still puts out a great product, and you don't mind telling people like you're a pro wrestler when you're working for like this company.
Right.
Sound like a very corporate line that I said there.
You mentioned you're almost 40 now. What's the future of you in the ring as we head into 2013?
I will tell you, and I say it
because you have already retired once.
Twice.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I can't retire anymore, because the pro wrestling retirement never works. Maybe Jerry Lynn will do it, Kobashi will do it, but a guy like me that's, that Crash Davis, where you can never really say it's over. Like, until somebody stops booking me every weekend, I'll probably always be a wrestler. And so yeah, my next retirement will be death. But do I slow down? I'm always looking for like something new. With being with Jimmy and Kevin for the last year, actually like wrapped up with 2 or 3 years. It's cool. I'm not the centerpiece of a story. I'm I'm a supporting player, and I love that more. And being not the guy that the focus is on. I'm more of the background.
You're kind of Jack Victory.
I am, and it's so funny that you bring that up because I always, ever since I came back and like been like more the mentor to Kevin and Steen and stuff like that, I've always thought of what would Jack Victory do? What advice would Jack Victory give to a young Steve Corino? And that's the basis of Kevin and my relationship. Like, in 2013, I've become Jack Victory.
For yourself, you had a lot of great matches in Ring of Honor, whether it was the Homicide barbed wire match and just the stuff with Punk back in the day where you guys had the dueling ring announcers. Is there a specific Ring of Honor memory that for you inside the ring you're most proud of? Is it one of the tag belts with Jimmy? Is there an ROH moment for Corino?
There's a lot of them. People always talk about the Homicide feud, but that feud was so like real personal that I don't think like. I'll never look back at that of like those were my greatest matches because going in there with somebody that you want to trust but you don't like behind the scenes and he doesn't like you are always on edge of like, all right, is this going to break down to is he going to try and break my nose tonight? He's thinking, is this guy going to try and take out my knee? It becomes pro wrestling goes from like a sports entertainment to like, man, this could break out to 100% real at any time. So I don't look back at that as like, oh, that was a cool moment, even though like people will. And I guess 20 years from now, like when me and Homicide are super old and we're having a beer on a Legend show trying to whore out our gimmicks, we'll probably look back on it fondly. But right now we don't even still talk. the stuff that I did with Colt Cabana and Generico and Steen in 2010 was just amazing. Being on that supporting cast and watching it develop from the turn to the one match, it reminded me of what I loved growing up watching wrestling. You know, I grew up watching Tommy Rich versus Buzz Sawyer for 3 years. You know, they just went. You know, watching Kevin and Generico go for that year and only have 3 singles matches. You know, and they kept the interest and everything like that. And now 2-3 years later, they're still going at it, and that's what made me love wrestling. Winning the tag belts was so cool because, you know, I didn't take down the company. So like the Corino Curse, yeah, you know.
Does that bother you when people say that about the Corino Curse?
Yeah, it really does bother me. Like I sent out a tweet recently that said that if I'm still holding the ROH tag team titles and the world ends December 21st, wow, the Corino Curse is really one like true thing. Yeah, it does bother me because, you know, I go out there and I bust my ass, and you know, it rarely is it my fault that a company goes down, but yeah, it's become
rarely.
It's become rarely, but it's become like that thing. It's like, man, if we put a belt on Corino, is the company going to be around? And yeah, I haven't killed every company. I've had 63 different championships, and you know, you kill 35 companies, and all of a sudden you're a company killer. But yeah, like winning the tag belts was, I believe, was a satisfaction for me. People can call it a prop or what they want, but they have no idea what me and Jimmy and Kevin went through in 2011.
Right.
And for us to win those belts in Chicago, where I won the ECW title, was like, man, everything that we fought for and the motivation that the negative stuff gave us to like thrive was like a big, not like a big FU to the people that caused it, but it was more of like, hey, I still got something left in the tank, and it really was good moments. So like all my moments in ROH were a lot of fun. The lists with Bobby Cruz and doing them against Punk and stuff like that. Yeah, the memories. Yeah, they say, and I say this a lot. You know, somebody told me once that in wrestling, you'll either make millions of dollars or you're gonna have millions of memories. And 19 years now in wrestling and stuff like that, I have millions of memories that I would never change for anything.
Would you trade them for $1 million?
No, I still, you know what, like, they say money it isn't, you know, it doesn't make you happy. I mean, I don't know that for sure because I really never had it, but no, I don't know, like, I've had, you know, things in my life that I'm still not the bitter veteran, you know, I should be. You know, I've watched guys that, you know, make it to the top, and you know, I could sit back and feel sorry for myself and be like, well, what about me? Vince, why do you hate me? I never did anything wrong to you. Or like, why didn't TNA use me? Or what, you know, you have to be happy with, you know, what you're given and what you achieved and stuff like that. And I've seen the world 700 times, you know. I've done 79 tours of Japan, 7 tours of Australia. I've been to Europe 15 times. You know what? If it all ends tomorrow, I'm still super happy.
Well, if it ends tomorrow, the Mayans know who to look at. We're going to close this out with Steve Corino, Urban Legend.
Yes. You
got hired by WCW, and then the company went out of business. Truth or false?
I was not the champion. Let's just say that. I can't take credit.
All right, there you have it. So, for the man who has not killed any companies, Steve Corino, I want to thank you for sitting down and standing and talking to us, I should say.
Yeah, I hope I don't kill your website.
Well, if you do, I'm going to move in on your lawn. So, until next time, Mike Johnson, thank you everybody, and Steve, thank you.
Thank you.